from a United fan perspective, yeah, there's certain players I want to be seeing in that team. Like, do you get me? And Ahmad is one of them. Like, do you get it? And I've said it, like, with me, I think you asked me before regarding, like, oh, position-wise, I don't want to see Ahmad at wing back. Like, do you get me? Like, I think if we're playing that 3-4-3 formation, I think Ahmad, he will really thrive in one of those two inside 10 positions. Like, yeah, I think that's where he will cook. Like, he will properly cook. Like, do you get me? He's got, don't get me wrong, like, he's tenacious, he's got a great work rate. Like, so it's not like, oh, he's incapable of playing wing back. But as regards to where he will thrive, like, yeah, man, I want to see him in one of those two positions behind the striker. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like what Amorim does with, like, you know, his team selection and stuff. Like, yeah, because I know a lot of United fans, like, you know, the predicted starting 11s have already been made for Ipswich game, and then obviously just overall as well when everyone's fit. Like, do you get me? Where does Kobbie play? Like, yeah, like, oh, is Shaw gonna play? What's he gonna do with the wing backs if he does 3-4-3? Is it gonna be a traditional wing back thing with Dalot and Mazarawi, or is he gonna play wingers? Yeah, wingers as wing backs, because that's something that
that Ipswich game is gonna be so telling.
Yeah, like we'll see. You know what? I don't know how telling it will be, just because like a lot of the players come back very late, so he's not gonna have that much time. Like, do you get me? Because it's international break. Like, do you get me? Obviously, there's some players that are there, and he would have been able to work with them a bit. But then, obviously, like other players, they're gonna come back quite late, and I don't know how much time he's gonna have. Like,
no, I hear it. So when I say telling, I mean more telling by the profile he chooses, because ultimately it's still Ipswich. So it's do you go Dalot Mazraoui, or do you go like Rashford Garnacho? And that's like, I think what he chooses to do from like a profile point of view, I think it's gonna be telling, because even that 3-4-3. It's either we're going to see how is he trying to be on the front foot from the off, or is he going to try lean more on being more defensively solid on the off? I think it's
what I was even going to say as well is that what I even meant even is like, let's say, like, I hope he does go with a 3-4-3 with his first game. Like, I just want him to start implementing these things from the off. But even if he didn't, like, I don't think that necessarily means that, oh, he's not going to go with it. Like, like if for that Ipswich game, he just said, you know what? Like, it's the first game, we've not had a lot of time, these are the players we've got available, so we're just gonna like fall at the back here, and then afterwards
I don't see that,
I know me as a man, me as a United fan, I want him to from the off 3-4-3 it, bro. Like, I've already said it. Like, I'm just like, bro, you come in and do your thing, bro, because we've had obviously like a couple years of like us being confused. What's the manager trying to do? What's the style of play? Like, how are we trying to like? So Amorim, come in, do your thing. Like, do you get me? Like, do your thing. So yeah, because I know in his 3-4-3 position, 3-4-3 formation as well. Like, yeah, it's very interesting regarding how he plays it with Sporting, and like, yeah, you know, sometimes people talk about the 3-4-3, and sometimes they think, oh, when there's three at the back, it's a defensive formation. Like, do you get me? But nah, that's not how he plays. Like, at Sporting, he's been on the front foot, like high possession, like really going at the opposition. And then even like with that three at the back, normally what will happen is that obviously you have your right centre back and your left centre back, and then you have your centre back in the middle, and then the centre back in the middle normally pushes up into the midfield, and then the goalkeeper pushes up and kind of becomes that third centre back, so that centre back in the middle. So it's like, yeah, you've got an extra midfielder when building up in play, and then your goalkeeper kind of becomes part of your defense, which is something that Onana potentially would be able to thrive at, because obviously he's good with the ball.
We're trying to see that guy's ball playing ability.
Yeah, man. To be fair, no, I'm gonna give Onana credit. This season, he's actually been much better. Like, I think from like just the saving aspect, he's been much better.
Oh yeah, he's been much better. Yeah.
But also like like I have seen things in his distribution. It's still not fully there, but I am starting to see things where I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know what, I like this. So I'm hoping that when Amorim comes on, that he can really when Amorim comes in, he can really build upon it. But yeah, like, it's gonna be really interesting to see like how Amorim plays with United, like, and what he decides to go with, because I think even again, a lot of United fans, when we're speculating, everyone's fit, we're thinking, cool, Onana in goal. Then when we're thinking about the three centre backs, we're thinking, cool, right centre back Euro, left centre back Martinez, and then centre back De Ligt. like I'm thinking, cool, profile wise, that works. Like, do you get me? Like, yeah, Martin is obviously very comfortable on the ball, left centre back. That should work. Yoro, obviously, up and coming. Like for Lille, obviously, like showed a lot of potential, but obviously he's still got a lot to prove and learn and stuff. But he's also looking like a good prospect, and he's someone potentially that can really thrive in that right centre back position. Then you have De Ligt in the centre back, who I think he's settled. Like I think obviously he's had like some rocky moments, but overall, like yeah, like, I think he's actually settled, and I'm hopeful that he will continue to progress like forward. Then when you're looking at your midfield, obviously you've got Ugarte, who was at Sporting Lisbon with Amorim, so it's someone he's used to. Obviously, like duel wise, this guy is relentless. Like he loves to win the ball back, like super energetic. And then obviously, who is he gonna put next to him? Because currently it's been Casemiro. And I remember before, bro, I was trying to say, like, I think it was back even like the Liverpool game when I was trying to tell people, bro, our midfield problems was going beyond Casemiro. Like people are trying to like put everything on Casemiro, and I was saying, bro, that's not fair. Like, do you get me? It's not a Casemiro problem. Like, do you get me? It's not. Yeah, Casemiro's not played. He didn't play great. Yeah, he was aging, but yeah, like to try and act like, oh, you know what? This is just Casemiro, and this isn't a wider structural issue. Yeah, was crazy to me. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in that midfield, whether he's going to go with Casemiro and Nagate. Obviously, you've got Kobbie, and yeah, man, like obviously, even a lot of United fans, we think, you know what, Kobbie potentially can play further up. Like, do you get me? So it's like, yeah, and then I think the big question marks are with
the
Rashford.
names. The names.
Yeah, I think
this is the thing I'm the most locked in for.
I think
how
it's going to
much
be big.
Is he going to have in terms of dropping these, or who he decides to play?
Because
how much of it, yeah.
Because I think it's gonna be interesting because Rashford as a wing back, like I don't know if
get out of there.
Like, you get me? And but also like Rashford, because I've even heard some like murmurs of him playing up front as the 9.
Yeah,
like
personally, bro, I think that's his best bet.
Yeah, like people, because those inside forward 10 positions, like again, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I feel like again, Ahmad. Oh, I can, bro. I need to see my boy cooking that position, bro. I can see it because you know what it is as well. I've always said it about Ahmad. Like that's why it was so disrespectful when Ten Hag played Mazraoui in the 10 instead of Ahmad, because Ahmad's someone that how he plays, like he's someone that can thrive in the 10. Like, do you get me? So yeah, having that, then like it would even be interesting to see like Ahmad and Kobbie in those positions.
Bro, that would be crazy.
That's what I would love to see. Like, you get me? If you had Ahmad and Kobbie, hey, man, we'll see.
I know my guy Bruno.
Bruno's guaranteed. But I would love to. I would love to have experimented to see like
that would be interesting.
A Casemiro, Ugarte, like in those centre mid positions, and then in those inside 10s, you had Kobbie and Ahmad. Like, do you get me?
But to be fair, I think that'll be exciting. But I think probably what would even be interesting is Ahmad and Kobbie fight for that same position as well, for that right attacking mid. Because Bruno, I think he'll do his job. Yeah,
Bruno's gonna. You know what it is with Bruno again, and to be fair, like we never really spoke about him with the Leicester game. Yeah, obviously. But that's what Bruno can do, man. Like, do you get me? Like, great finish for the first goal. Obviously, there was the deflection, own goal for the second goal. But yeah, man. Like Bruno, like obviously our frustration with Bruno is that it's not that we don't know that he can't produce great moments. What happened is that Bruno came into a United team where it's just like, fam, they needed someone to just kind of like, and he came in and fam, Bruno was doing his thing. Like, do you get me? And obviously the stats, the GA, like, do you get me? It's been a madness. But I think, yeah, when we're talking about, you know, there's all these conversations regarding, what do you call it? You Arsenal fans love to talk about it with Arteta and that, like, what is it, phase 1, phase 2 of the project. Like, you get me? When it comes to the phases of the project, I think with Bruno, like, it's one of them ones where we need him to like function within the system. Again, me personally, I would love to like experiment with that Kobbie and Ahmad, like, you get me? Because there we've got two techie ballers, man. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do. What I will say about Amorim though is that, yeah, man, I do like the appointment. Like, do you get me? Again, I'm firmly, do you get me? I can't I can't do this whole getting carried away thing because yeah, man, I've just seen
Well,
too
feet on the
much.
ground.
Yeah, I've seen too much, but I like it. I do like it. I think he comes across very well, man. Like he does. Like, do you get me? Like, yeah, I saw people laughing, man, because he stepped through with like, was it the Valentino and the Montclair? Do you get me? he stepped through. Like, do you get me? It's just like, hey, man. So he looks like someone who will have a good relationship with the United fans, but only time can tell because you know, like everything is nice.
Bro, I went from being one of the most likable managers.
You get me?
Most likable managers. So now when I hear him speak sometimes, like, bro, you're the same guy that had all the charisma.
Bro,
was
honestly,
making the
man.
reporters laugh and stuff. Like, so
honestly,
when performances don't go well, the energy can change.
Yeah, man. But I think the good thing is that just from what he said, like he seems someone also where it's like he seems ambitious but also realistic. Like, and I think, yeah, man, that's the thing. I don't want to be gaslit no more. Like, do you get me? That was what was annoying me. Do you get me? So yeah, like I think he looks like even with the City game when they won 4-1, he didn't say, "Oh, yep, we're the best team in the world" or whatever this is. This. He said, to be honest, we're kind of lucky. Like, do you get me? Yeah, we're kind of lucky, but also, yeah, we did do our thing here and there, and yeah, like really happy we got the game. Do you get me? But yeah, like just it seems like someone who's thingy. And again, I like the fact that's why I said, bro. I know United typically we don't play with three at the back, whatever, bro. That's why I said, RUUD, we love you, legend. But the best thing for you right now, I think, is to leave. Amorim, come with your 3-4-3. Do it. Do it. Do it, bro. I'm not.
I think you guys are really in a position now where you have to just
do it, bro.
You're clearly believing in this. I heard someone ask a question recently. I thought the question was like, so now does United does your academy also go to a 3-4-3 system? I'm like, bro, this is what you guys are trying to do. Then you have to go all in.
Yeah, bro.
You have to go all in.
Come and do your thing, bro. Amorim, just do it. Amorim, do your thing. Like, do you get me? Like, yeah, just do your thing. So, yeah, like I think, yeah, and that's even an interesting question regarding the academy and stuff. Like, yeah, we'll see even how that plays. But just I
think it works both ways. I've also heard which again, you as a fan doesn't need to think like this, but me as a hater who obviously doesn't want this to go well, you then get the conversation of if you now commit to a 3-4-3. What does that now mean if it doesn't work out, Amorim? Because I think now the profile of players that you need to buy, it's like you kind of it's kind of like it's a specialist kind of formation, and
you know what it is?
you're going down.
And I was gonna make this point regarding the academies as well, where I was just like, you know what though? I also do feel like you should be like, I think there should be a level of adaptability. Like, do you get me? Like, as regards to like how you play. So I think a lot of the things with like the 3-4-3 is I think the wing backs, they're gonna have like a, do you get me? Like if you look at a lot of like three at the back systems and their roles, do you get me? Like, and again, we've seen it be a formation that can be really successful. Like, do you get me? We've seen it with
Chelsea.
Tuchel, do you get me? Yeah, we've seen it with Alonso last season. We saw what Frimpong and Grimaldo were doing, bro. They were flying. Like, do you get me? So it's like, bro. Yeah, bro. So yeah, do you get me? So I think those wing back positions, and I think that's what I'm really curious to see. Like, who does he go with? Does he go with more traditional defenders? Does he go with wingers, or does he go half and half? Like, do you get me? Yeah, like, is he gonna go with one more traditional fullback and then one winger?
Because, bro, you know what is, I think what's gonna be so interesting to see now is how he gets the balance in the team as well. Because, like you're even alluding to now, you say you put Martinez left centre back. We've said that his weakness is out wide. So now, does that factor in who you play on that left wing back position? Because you don't want him really going out wide to be trying to deal with problems, isolating him. So how he gets that balance across your team with like your players' strengths and weaknesses is really massive, man.
It's definitely it's one of them ones where it's like, yeah, man, like a lot of hours on the training pitch. Like it's one of them ones where it's just like, yeah, like you have to really work on it. But yeah, man, like overall, yeah, Amorim, like I'm excited like for you to just do your thing again. No heavy expectations as regards to we're expecting you to win the league first season. Do you get me? Like, man,
money's net pressure.
You know, there's gonna be ups and downs. Like, do you get me? But one thing I do, that's why I said, bro, come and if your vision is 3-4-3, if you've got a way of playing, if this is what's been successful for you, do you get me, bro?
See, and this is not what I want, man.
Your thing, like, do you get me? That's what I'm saying, bro. Fam, bro. And I think a lot of United fans, we've been receptive to it. Like, do you get me? It's like we're not used to it. We're used to falling back, bro. We don't care. Like,
you're in a position now where you need to,
bro, come and
you're in no position to complain. You have to let him do what he wants to do. So.
To the point where I'm even gonna be looking at it a bit sideways if he came and after like 10 games is still 4 at the back. I'm even gonna be looking at it like, bro, what's going on here? Like, do you get me? Like, like what's going on? I'll be looking at it like, what's going on here, bro? Like, do you get me? Like, like, and I'm not saying, oh, you know what, it's free at the back or nothing. Like, do you get me? But I just want you to come and establish your.
You know what? I think like, you have PTSD. You don't want him to come in and say, I don't have the players.
Establish, bro, man.
I can't play that type of football. Why did Ajax? I can't do United. No.
Establish your philosophy, man. Like, do you get me, bruv? Like, do you get me? The Sporting fans, they're talking crazy about you, how you came and changed their lives and all of that. And obviously, Benfica, Porto, you came and you delivered for Sporting. And do you get me? Like the football you're playing and all, bro. Do your thing, man. Bro, for the first few matches, do you get me? Honestly, of course I want to win, like, and I want points in the table, bro. But honestly, bro, if the price of you having to build and do your thing is that we drop some points, then we drop some points. Bro, come and do your thing. Like, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Do you get me? Honestly.
And from the outside too, I keep harping on this point because I think this has probably been one of the biggest factors I think has played United over the last few years, and I think it's the politics of managing United as well. That's massive. It's massive. That's why I'm so curious to see whether he's gonna come in and just say, certain man, if you do not fit my system, you're just not gonna play. And so I think that's the energy he needs to have as well. I think if he's also gonna try come and now be trying to appease to certain players, and Rashford shouldn't really be playing wing back, but he's gonna play because he's Rashford, then I think he's gonna fail. So this is also where the do your thing has to also go further to, you're in a position now where United have been bad for so long, where you need to come and say, you either back me 100% and you let me do what I want to do, you let me drop what I want to drop, or you just don't go to there. And so I think that's the bit I'm really interested in, to see how much he's going to stand on business when it comes to his profile and the players that work for him. So boy, we'll see, man.
I think we're gonna have to have patience as well as United fans, because I think probably what's going to happen as well is that he's going to try things with certain players. Like, he's going to try and see if it can work. Like, do you get me? Like with someone like a Rashford, like I think he's going to try. Like, do you get me? I don't think he's just gonna come and say, you know what?
He shouldn't either. That'll be dumb.
Yeah, I've watched you.
You have to play him for long enough.
I've watched you long enough, and you just do you get me? But some people do that, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, we spoke about like Maresca. Like, do you get me? Maresca said, he told Sterling, he said, bro, we don't even need to do all of this. He said, we don't even need to do all of this. Let's both not waste our time.
Upstairs.
He said, let's both not waste our time. He said, chill well. He said, chill well. We don't need to do all of this. He said, we don't need to do all of this. I've seen enough.
No, I hear it.
So some managers do have that approach, but do you get it? Like, I think it'll be interesting to see like how he develops our players.